pleasure to meet y'all at last. And I've come back on Why Is That? This is a series that's dedicated to answering Why Is That questions rather than any traditional questions that you might have heard of on any sort of a Q&A video that you've seen on YouTube thus far. For today's question, I found a pretty good question relating to college because I have completed all 12 years of school plus a few other years of school that I've had before then. So, here we go. This comes from another YouTube commenter, and this commenter ended up asking me, why is that you plan on going to college rather than spend a few years in the workforce? Well, I know for a fact how the workforce would not be so great as going to a college, of any sorts that you choose. And my plan on going to college, rather than spending some time in the workforce, is because is to just spend at least a couple years in a technical school and then going to another university somewhere in the States. And this is because the workforce doesn't really give you much to work on to earn enough to be able to make a living, to pay for rent, for anything else. Though, it's not ultimately the rent that I'm going to actually be paying. But the point here is that going to college would get you a much better job, and this kind of better job would give you a much more better lifestyle, and it is going to guarantee you a better living to make. And of course, this is what I've always planned on for anything like that. And I feel much better about myself based on that. I go to college rather than go into the workforce because I could have higher wages, I could have much better taxes to pay, I could have more responsibilities on my hand, of which that I'm always being treated like I'm not responsible enough, but of which they're wrong because I am indubitably responsible enough to take care of myself, and I have proved to others for countless times, and yet there's just no other way to prove it other than to just stay on course. If I went to the workforce with little more than just a high school diploma, then I would be guaranteed only minimum wage. Whereas with a college degree, including a master's or bachelor's, then I'd have a wage much bigger. Much bigger. And I do not exactly know why people would want to go to the workforce just to earn minimum wage. Would that be because they want to get more money to be able to go to college? Or is it because they want to stay on course with what they want to do to try to make a living off of nothing more than minimum wage? And I know for a fact that I have done minimum wage jobs quite a few times, of which it's probably a bit more personal than anybody would have thought. I had 3 jobs back then, and I'm actually about to get a 4th right about now, and I might be working by the end of this week. So the bottom line here, based on me going to go to college rather than to just spend some time in the workforce, would be not only to just have a better wage, not only to have a better living guaranteed, not only to have taxes to pay, not only to have myself a much more appropriate lifestyle, one of which that would allow me to choose a better way of life, rather than to just go one that's just not so well prepared. Personally though, I thought that the workforce would give me some more funds, just so I could have more years of tuition to pay. And this way, I'd have more education on me, and this would also allow me to get a much better degree. But I have actually established a plan a couple years back, even before I graduated high school, what I'm going to do afterwards. I would spend 2 years in a technical college. I would spend 2 years in another university, perhaps University of Milwaukee. University of Milwaukee, I've toured at that place before, and I have actually found out that they have a lot of very successful lifestyles, and there's also a lot of other key factors that play in the University of Milwaukee that I don't commonly see anywhere else in the state. So that's why I found out that University of Milwaukee would be a great choice for a university so I could earn myself a degree. What I was told, though, in contrast about technical schools, law schools, or just your regular old university, was that you could earn skills in technical schools, you can earn yourself law degrees in law school, and with your regular university, of course, you can earn yourself a degree based on how well you've done. There's bachelor's, there's master's. Degrees like those would definitely give you a great job, guaranteed. And so for me, is that I would spend 2 years in a technical school, which could give me a few skills, depending on the jobs that I am going to be doing later on. And after I spend 2 years in the University of Milwaukee even, then there's a good chance I would earn myself a pretty well-made, that I would earn myself a high-end degree. So this way, with such a degree like a master's degree even, there'd be a good chance that I'd have to be able to make myself a great living sometimes, an almost perfect living, an almost perfect lifestyle I would put up for my own life's sake. And there's probably going to be some more amenities that I might even perform if I get paid such a really massive wage and a really massive salary for the work I've done, based on the fact that I've earned both skills and a master's degree. So with a plan like that, there's no way I could ever go wrong based on what direction I am going to be going to, based on the kind of living that I have situated for myself. Although, there's probably going to be a little bit of a roadblock that I might have in the way, because, as it turns out, with most modern day apartments, they tend to cost more than many of us realize nowadays. But there's a lot more better solutions out there. I could just live in a camping trailer, I could have myself an RV, or there's even anything else that I could actually settle for, rather than to just rely on rent as a way to keep myself in a good, stable condition. There's a lot more else to my plan than to just make myself a very, 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 very cheap living, as well as earning myself a master's degree and a few skills in a technical school. But, of course, that could probably just wait for later, because 5 years tops, there's a darn good chance that anything could go wrong. But I am planning to do what I can to prepare myself for the worst. And so, here you go. I plan to go to college rather than the workforce because, one, the workforce doesn't guarantee you a great wage or a great salary, since you'll only have at most a high school diploma on you. And with a college or a technical school, I would earn myself skills and a degree, so this way I can have myself a very amazing job for myself. But if you want to see more, go down on my channel, go down on Why Is That. Make sure that you send me your questions on YouTube or Twitter. You can tweet me or you can put it down in the comments below. And make sure that you like, subscribe, comment, follow me on social media, and stay on the Hollywood side.